on this campus, in that building, that Article 1, Section 1 of the Washington State Constitution says all political power is inherent in the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we? Let's go Washington, am I right? Yeah! I love those signs. I love to see them up.
We have 6 initiatives that will fix what's broken in Washington. 3 of them are getting hearings in the legislature next week. So again, the 3 that have hearings are the initiative that will state that parents and grandparents, custodial guardians, have a right to know what minor children are experiencing in school or in medical contexts. Of no personal income tax. Restoring reasonable police pursuit. So those are the 3 that are getting hearings next week, and we hope they'll get votes and become law quickly. The other 3, they are going to go to the people, and they will be voted on in November. The governor has no role. Doesn't sign these laws, he can't veto these laws.
One of the initiatives for parental rights was a bill that I originally started that didn't make it in the legislature, but it was an important issue to the people, and with your help and your determination, that bill is going to be heard, and your voice is going to be heard.
We want a safer state. Moms want to be able to go to the grocery store and not look over their shoulder. Parents want to know what's going on in schools.
And I would argue that the people of Washington State have been heard. They have voted down a gas tax over and over again. They were heard. People decided they did not want a payroll tax, and they voted that down, and yet the legislature came back and voted for it.
I fell in love with a country before stepping foot on it because I believed that I could get to a country where the people's voice would count. And this is the clearest example of the voice of the people of the United States of America and to improve our state.
How many people here know somebody who hasn't retired but they have left Washington State anyway? Raise your hand. Okay. This is what's wrong. On the issue of Jay Inslee's invisible gas tax, the carbon tax, which not only hits people at the gas pump to the tune of about 43 cents a gallon, which I thought the other party opposed regressive taxes. But not only that, it hits people in terms of home heating fuel.
There we go, the utilities.
One-party rule isn't good for people. If it were one-party Republican rule, it wouldn't be healthy either. We see that in some of the deepest red states in the nation. You need a check on power. These initiatives have proven to be a check on power. And I would tell my former colleagues in the news media too, we have seen one party become increasingly bold about rejecting public disclosure requests, about exempting themselves from public disclosure laws. That does not happen. That will not continue to happen under divided government.
The Attorney General came out and said you couldn't put a line item on because it would confuse the people if you told them how much this is costing them. Northwest Natural has line itemed the Washington Commitment or Climate Act is what they called it. And it's crazy because I was talking to a gal 2 days ago from a staffer from Washougal. She works at one of the Washougal High School, and she said, "We got our bill, and it's increasing by $2,300 for 3 weeks." 3 weeks. That was it because the cost just changed. And so we said, "Wow!" And she said, "That's for one building. That's for just the high school. They have 8 other buildings." Because we took the bill and put it on Facebook. And they said, but that's not happening here, and so you're lying. Well, no, we're not lying, it's just that your company was told not to. You were prohibited from putting this on the ballot, or on the, on your bill. So, not only that, but I have had a lot of people from Washougal, and we had a town hall last night, and they said, where is this? Nobody knows about this down here. What are you doing? How are you getting this out? And I'm like, we are trying like crazy to get this out. We're Twittering, we're, all that stuff. But we have a lot of pissed off people in Washougal because they are getting the line item on their bill. So if we can, so I'm suggesting here, maybe contact, if you do have a PSE or a Vista, call them and say, you've got to have this information because they've got a credit on there for you, but they don't have the other line on there. So start putting pressure on them and say what, because I know PSE wanted to, but they were told not to.
The first thing I would say is this. This is not a billionaire trying to buy his way onto the ballot. These are the people signing their way onto the ballot.
I know the next question.
And yes, we as young Republicans, we're proud to help this effort to put these initiatives onto the ballot. The Climate Commitment Act, or cap and tax, as it really is, it's hurting our young people at the gas pump. That's right. The long-term care tax is hurting our young people in the workforce. And it's a joke. That's right. And so we were happy to help out with this effort.
It's Anthony Mixer.
And young Republicans are going to continue to help out with any more initiatives.
One of the things that was most shocking to me was the recent inclusion, I guess, in the budget of, and there's no other way to call this than a bribe, a $200 bribe to low-income members in October, right before the election. I'm sure it's just a coincidence, just lucky timing. $200 to people if, just as a note, hey, by the way, here's a $200 rebate because we already charged you $600 extra. Here's $200 back. And then if you vote the right way, in February we'll give you more money. That's just an out-and-out bribe, right? And it's sort of shameful. I think they should be called on it. If your legislators involved in that, call them. Send in a note. I would ask you to be involved. This kind of garbage is not acceptable. And we need to make a change. And I think this many people out on well, now it's becoming a sunny day. It was kind of cold at the beginning. This many people out and 800,000 people that signed is a statement to the elitist snobs that we're tired of it. I mostly want to say thank you. I've been given a lot of credit for this, but you don't get 2.6 or 2.7 million signatures by yourself. It's impossible. I tried to do it with just volunteers the first year. We tried to do 11 initiatives because, Spinal Tap. 2.6 million signatures. That's 2.6 million in demand. We didn't have enough volunteers to cover that, so we needed to put some money up to get some professional signature gatherers to help us out, and they did. But there are a number of people here who came out and they said, man, I was out every Saturday gathering signatures, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. We've got a couple of candidates here for governor. If we had Senator Mullet here, we'd give him a shot. If Ferguson came, I'd give him a chance to talk and explain himself, right? Semi and Dave, you want to come down here? I'll give you just a quick minute. You take too long and you're going to lose votes. So
I'm just going to say thank you to the people. This is about the people. Thank you all for being here today. And my one goal, near and dear to my heart, of course, police pursuits and children. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everybody, for being out here today. Jim talked about it. Power is inherent in the people. Article 1, Section 1. So I'll be quick to say the rest of that story. Governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed, and it's their job to protect and to defend the individual rights of citizens. We are going to bring back the Constitution to Washington State and preserve all rights for all citizens. All citizens. God bless you. Thank you.